Peace, family. We are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Uhuru. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Make sure you go to dynastymirror.com. Again, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and make sure you go to dynastymirror.com. I would really appreciate your support. Okay. Again, just do that for me. If you're new to the platform, hit that subscription bell. If you are a subscriber, support by sharing the content. Also, support by super chatting. You are more than welcome to super chat. We appreciate your super chat. Shout out to Fitta Wari Fitness. Shout out to you in the chat room. But yeah, like, share, subscribe. Go to dynastymirror.com. Also, please visit donfo.africa. Again, please visit donfo, DANFO Africa. Now, hear me out, people. So when I first started the tour company, it was operating under Search for Uhuru Tours. I barely, well, in fact, not even barely. I didn't have a website. All right. So the majority of, I would say, whether it came to securing your spot on the tour as far as deposits, when people ask me itinerary, everything that was pretty much word of mouth, a PDF or videos. I have the travel playlist as far as every country that we go to. There's a playlist because I've been to these countries, and so the videos actually show what we do. Now, speed up to 2022. I have a website now. We have a website, Donfo, DANFO Africa, and everything is handled through the website. You see the itinerary as far as what we're going to do, some Q&A, what's included, what's not included. You could pay through the website, so no more Cash App, Zelle, and all that, which I'll still accept it. But now you can just go on the website. In fact, let me pull up the website real quick. Now you can just go on the website and pay using your card, debit card, credit card, whatever, on the website. So with that being said, guys, I really, really would love for you guys to visit the website. And the reason why I say that, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. But often when I talk to you guys and consult with you guys, a lot of you will ask questions, and the answer is on the website. I'm like, look, make sure you go visit the website. Have you visited the website yet? Oh no, I haven't. Please, guys, visit the website. I really would appreciate it, because a lot of what you're looking for is on the website. Again, so when you guys call, hey, Dennis, what we doing? I'm just gonna say, have you looked at the website yet? Okay, let's go to the website and let me walk you through it. Hey, Dennis, can you email me some information? Have you been to the website yet? Okay, let's go to the website. The majority of your questions are going to be answered on the website. So when you call me, when you email me, Dennis, can you email me some information? No. Go to the website. Just about everything is right there. Then if you have any questions afterwards, let's address those questions and concerns. So just do me a favor, guys. Go just visit the website. Visit the site. You could pay. I have it set up now where you could create an account. So you go create an account. And guys, if only create an account, do me a favor. Only create an account if you are going to travel with us. Because when you create the account, it logs everything, all your payments for you. I got it set up now where you guys will get receipts. I'm trying to do everything automated. I want to be as professional as possible. And also with the site, give your feedback. But please visit the website. Visit the website. Because when we talk on the phone, shout out to Jim Jewel. Shout out to you. Shout out to Ivy Dreams, our AKA sister. because when I call, it's like that. It's okay. What we doing? Listen, just let's go to the website. So I'm going to direct everybody to the website. All right. So we're gonna walk through the website together. Whenever we talk on the phone, we're gonna go through the website. Because I did this, not only for me, because there's a certain way. Because when I'm asking you guys, listen, I'm asking you guys to spend close to $5,000 on these tours. So I'm like, look, I gotta step it up. I gotta step it up out of respect to you guys. So we ain't ghetto. I have to step it up. So with that being said, guys, take advantage of these resources. Take advantage of the site. Go through the site. Go through it. You have me. Call me. Go through the site. Ask questions. But yeah, just do me a favor, y'all. Make sure you visit the site. Take a look at the site, and then we can walk through it together. So I just I just wanted to say that. But make sure you like, share, subscribe. Make sure you go to dynastymir.com. Make sure you visit Africa tour. Nigeria, August 8th through the 17th. We are still rolling. August 8th through the 17th. Sierra Leone, November 3rd to the 20th. November 3rd to the 20th. I'm sorry, I'm tripping. November 20th through December 3rd. I'm sorry. November 20th through December 3rd. Again, November 20th through December 3rd. We are rolling to Sierra Leone. Citizenship is available for those who qualify. So if you're interested, and we're going to discuss, passports today a little bit. I'm probably going to do another show. I like this time slot, even though a lot of people are working right now and are busy. I kind of like to go live like this after lunch, afternoon time. I like this. But we're probably going to go live again tonight. Just once a week, I'm going to go live and discuss the tours, answer any questions, all that good stuff. So I'm going to start doing that once a week. Especially for Sierra Leone, guys. I apologize about that sensor that's going off. I need to call my alarm company. I think there's like a battery in one of the sensors that's I need to change. So I need to take care of that. So that's all me. Just ignore that. Ignore that. I apologize. Let's see here. Anything else? Yeah. So Sierra Leone citizenship is available to those who qualify. That's going to be November 20th through December 3rd. November 20th through December 3rd. Guys, again, hit that like button. We will open up the lines in about 30 minutes. Again, we will open up the lines in about 30 minutes. It's a nice, well, it's kind of overcast here in Atlanta. It's we got getting a little bit of rain. In fact, let me check the weather real quick. I want to see how much rain we're supposed to get today. But yeah, I had to go to my car's. It's still in the shop. I was supposed to get it this afternoon, but I needed to. Oh, it's not gonna rain. I mean, it rained a little bit, but it's not gonna be that bad. So I needed to go to the post office to mail some stuff off. Uh, there we go. We are the most influential people, but we don't own the things that we influence. Correct. Website is Danfo DANFO .Africa. Danfo dot. Oh, ignore this. Remove one of the A's in Africa. Sorry about that. Danfo.Africa. That's the site. Make sure you go visit. I'm gonna be updating it, but a lot of the questions and that is what we're doing on the tour, and a lot of that is answered there. And when I call you, and if you guys are interested in traveling with us, do me a favor. When you email me, include your phone number. Again, include your phone number because I'm going to call you. All right, that's just how I roll. You will get a phone call from me. I'm very personal. Okay, so you will get a phone call from me. I will open up the chat, well, the lines, I guess, here in about we'll say 20 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes. I'll open up the line so you guys could call in and ask any questions, add to the conversation we're about to have today. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get rocking and rolling. Let's get rocking and rolling. So I'm gonna start off with the passports, guys. So you know, when we discuss legacy building, all right. So number one, this is not financial advice. Do your own research. But when we discuss legacy building, we talk real estate, we talk investments, we talk education, insurance. What else do we talk when we talk legacy building? Inheritance. What was the Bible verse? A man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. Something. I think that's the Bible verse. Something like that. Excuse me if I'm wrong if I butchered it. But we talk all these things, guys. We got to start including multiple citizenships and passports. That is something that your children can inherit as well, and that gives them options. All right, that gives them options. All right. And this is what I got to explain to my Black American people. In fact, I got to write this down. Let me write this down. And man, I be taking notes, and sometimes I can't even read my own notes. It is okay. In fact, that's going to be a show. It is okay. Like, it's totally okay. Listen, I know your bones are buried here. I know you was a sharecropper, a sharecropper. Your grandma was a sharecropper in Louisiana, in Mississippi. I get it. I get it. I know your ancestors bled. They bled here in America. I know they fought in every war. And listen, I get it. I understand. But it is okay. All right. It is okay to have more than one passport. Like, some of y'all just be so gung ho on America. Like, it is okay to have more than one passport and more than one citizenship. Your ancestors aren't going to be upset. All right. Again, the ancestors will not, I promise you. Let me write this down. It is okay to have more than one passport. It's okay. I swear. The thing I don't understand about a lot of our people, right? We are so loyal to a country that has not have been loyal to us. And that right there, again, that right there is what I don't understand. Like the shaming tactics. Oh, you running. You running because you get another passport. You running. Okay. Whatever. But it is completely fine. Okay. The ancestors aren't going to get upset if you have another citizenship outside of America. It is completely fine. It is okay. Because some of y'all, the way you get hot and bothered about actually, when other people talk about considering, especially Black people, talk about considering existence outside of America, it's just, I'm lost for words sometimes. Like, I'm lost for words. I just get confused sometimes. Like, why are you so gung-ho, loyal, and militant to a country that has not been like that towards you? Like, it's completely fine. You're not selling anybody out. You're not selling out the ancestors. You're not selling out the sharecroppers. You're not selling them out by considering and by considering another passport. People do it all the time. All right. You have passport by investment. In fact, guys, this is going to be a whole separate. There you go. These same people would have been loyal to the plantation too. We're gonna talk about this. This is gonna be another show though. Maybe tonight. Maybe tonight. It is okay. Even if it's a European, listen, I'm gonna go there. Even if it's a European country, South America, Central America, the Caribbean, Asia, Africa, you have all types of programs out there where you can get dual citizenship, residency. Like in Mexico, I just found out in Mexico, you could get residency. I think you don't have to show up to Mexico to get it. All you got to do is just prove that. And guys, this is not financial advice. Do your own research. I might be a little bit off, but just hear me out. You can get residency in Mexico. All you have to do is go to I think the local consulate or not consulate, what's the other embassy, and just show that you make at least $2,000 a month for the past, I think, 6 months or a year, and or you have at least, I think, like $30,000 in a bank savings or whatever, or $36,000 in the bank savings or whatever. You can then get residency in Mexico. You can get residency in Panama. All you got to do is start a business and I think put $5,000 in an account. And this just opens up doors for you. And that's why, like all this, you ain't loyal, do it right here. Like, I just don't get it sometimes. I just don't get it. It's crab in the barrel. Like, I don't get it. So again, like, it is okay to have another passport. Like, it's completely okay. And like I said in my previous show about when we were talking about citizenship and passports, the people who don't even have a passport or just have one passport, for some odd reason, they know they are the so-called experts when it comes to dual citizenship, and it's crazy sometimes. So guys, look, it is completely okay. It is completely okay. Gary Johnson, I'm going to get into that. And Gary, unfortunately, that's not the truth. Okay. And Gary, you call in. I'm going to open up the lines here in about 15 minutes. But Gary, it's not the truth. Okay. And we're gonna segue into the second part. Are Black people the most influential or the most influenced? Gary, this is the reality. Black people in America, I mean, the planet doesn't know, the world doesn't know Black people for, our George Washington Carvers or Booker T. Washingtons or, I forgot the brother that created the stoplight. Like when I'm rolling through Africa, when I'm in Europe, whatever, and we pull up at a stoplight, they're not like, oh man, this Black American man created this stoplight. Black American man created the iron. Black American man created this. This is what we're known for. It's all the dysfunctional stuff is what we are known for across the world. When I go to Africa, excuse my language, they be like, what's up, my nigga? My nigga. What's up, my nigga? And I gotta tell them, like, look, I'm not your nigga. Again, I have to tell them, I'm not your nigga. When I first went to Africa, I went to Tanzania, all they cared about was Tupac. I'm dead serious. All they cared about was Tupac. And I'm like, look, okay, Tupac's a good artist, but Tupac was trying to be something that he wasn't, and that's why he got killed. And that's the unfortunate conversation that people, that's the uncomfortable conversation that people don't want to have. I'm sorry. Love and Hip Hop. They now got Love and Hip Hop Legos. So we are known for the dysfunctional stuff, okay? That's what we are known for. The dysfunctional stuff global wide. I'm sorry. It's what it is. It's what it is. And then on top of that, we don't even control the platforms that push this stuff, this dysfunctional stuff. We don't even control the platforms. No, they got a real, I think it's called the Real Housewives of Legos. A bunch of bad weaves, bad wigs, grabbing the air, grabbing the air, all this stuff. Like, what you grabbing? Grabbing the air. That's what we known for. Grabbing the air. Is it Housewives? Okay, it's one of the two. Love and Hip Hop or Housewives. It's one of those two. It's one of those two. No, I don't understand the hype behind Tupac. Like I have Tupac's book, The Rose That Grew from Concrete, but dude was reckless. The dude was just reckless, and nobody wants to call that out. Tupac was reckless, all right? He was out of control. Again, Tupac was reckless. He was out of control. And Tupac cost death row. Let's just keep it real. Tupac cost death row. Don't get me wrong. Suge was a clown too. But Tupac, I mean, yeah, but there's levels. A lot of men, you're right. A lot of men in their 20s can be a little bit out of control. I get it. But Tupac was out of control. Yeah. Oh, listen, a black man invented Nintendo. Listen, so I know Mr. Lawson's son. I don't think he invented the Nintendo. He invented the cartridge. He invented the video game cartridge. That's what he invented, Mr. Lawson's son. But yeah, but that's what's being pushed around the planet. It's a dysfunctional part of segment of Black America. There you go. Tupac got killed for trying to keep it real in a situation that had nothing to do with him. See, that should be the takeaway from Tupac. Brilliant mind. The Rose That Grew from Concrete, great book. Yeah, he's also the love of Jada Pinkett. Yeah, and so and Jada Pinkett also has ethereal sex with Tupac as well. Yeah, that's a whole nother topic. You said grab the air again? No, I'm not grabbing the air again. That's real suspect. I'm not grabbing the air. All right, that's just how they do it. They grab the air. I don't know what the hell they grab, but neck rolling and grabbing air and nigga. That's what's being exported from Black. When you say we are influential, that's the influence. Grabbing air, rolling necks, and nigga. That's what is being exported. Okay, so when you say that Black Americans are influential, it is the dysfunctional part. They're the grabbing air, rolling the necks, and the nigga. That is what's that's what's being exported or influential. So, and see, the thing is, like back in the day, so back in the 80s, right? You could go to Liberia, you could go to West Africa, and they used to have access to Ebony and Jet magazine. Again, they used to have access to Ebony and Jet magazine, beautiful images of Black people in America. Ask the older Black people, Africans who immigrated here. They used to watch the Cosby Show. But now We went from the beautiful images of Ebony and Jet, the beautiful images of the Cosby Show, to now neck rolling, grabbing air, and knee guy. That's where we've gone now. That's where we're at now. And how are we the most influenced? How are we the most influenced? Guys, I'm gonna put the link in the chat room. Here we go. Barry Oniagba. You're right, Dynast. Had a terrible discussion with my in-laws about us African Americans while in Nigeria. They don't see our greatness, only pop culture. And that's why when people are like, yeah, man, we influence the world, man. Black America, we influence the world, man. They want to be us. It's the dysfunctional stuff that I don't want to be. They have Essence magazine, but the Essence magazine and the Jet and the Ebony now, it ain't this. It ain't. It's trash. It ain't the same. It ain't the same. It ain't the Essence and Ebony of back in the 80s and 90s. It's not the same, y'all. It's not the same. Yeah, BT got rid of Teen Summit. It's like I said, it's interesting. It's very interesting. And then how are we being influenced? How are we being influenced? I'm gonna tell you how we're being influenced. You bring up the issues that are going on in the black community here in America. You got a group of black people who want to tell you, well, that's not the case. It's this group's fault. We're being influenced because we don't want to be accountable for anything. It's a victim mentality. We want to blame everybody else. That's the problem. We're being influenced because we do not want to be accountable about anything and the issues within our community. Yeah, they're not even like you're right. I forgot his name. He owns the guy that owns Essence, right? He owned the hair care line of the beauty products as well. That's in Target. Well, he used to. I think he sold it, but that's the problem. We're being influenced where we don't want to take accountability and we have a victim mentality. That's new. That's new. So guys, listen, I'm gonna open up the lines, put the link in the chat room. If you want to call in, click on the link. If you want to call in, links in the chat room. Click on the link. Again, link is in the chat room. Oh yeah, John Johnson's book. He brought up John Johnson, and I've had this conversation with several people. John Johnson is succeeding against the odds. Great book, and if he were to see, and shout out to Ivy Dream. So see guys like this, Reginald Lewis. Why should white guys have all the fun? These are guys who Africans should want to be like. This is the type of culture that needs to be spread. Guys like this. Excellent book. Why should white guys have all the fun? Reginald Lewis. About that on audio. I got John Johnson's book in here as well. It's somewhere. But John Johnson, Succeeding Against the Odds. Great book. Tells the story of how Ebony and Jet was founded. Great book. That's the stuff that needs to be spread around. Those are the stories that need to be told. Let me see if I can find it in here. But John Johnson, Succeeding Against the Odds. Great book. Beautiful book. Highly recommend it. Dude, pro woman, there was we shot up Fogo de Chao here in Atlanta. You can't even go to Fogo de Chao anymore. We destroyed Lenox Mall. I mean, come on. Again, link is in the chat room. If you want to call in, click on the link. Again, if you want to call in, click on the link. So link is in the chat room, guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Also, Lance Herndon owned a tech company in Atlanta before he was murdered. Is Lance Herndon, was he related to Alonzo Herndon? Yeah, can't even enjoy a Brazilian steak no more. Hold on, Lance Herndon. I didn't know who that was. Oh wow, he was murdered by a woman. Man. Access Inc. Oh wow. At the age of 41, young. Jealous Rage. 1996. Oh man, hold on. Free game, go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Got it. There you go. Go ahead. Free game, go ahead. Okay, you gotta get your Wi-Fi together, brother. Links in the chat room. Links in the chat room, guys. When you call in, make sure you got your Obama phones. You know, make sure you got your Obama phones. If you call from Africa, make sure you got credit on your Airtel or your MTN or your Glow. Make sure you got your credit, okay? When you call them, let me share this real quick. So again, guys, do me a favor, do that for me. Make sure you got all that together before you call in. All right, here we go. Let's see if we got free game podcast. Free game podcast. Unmute yourself.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
Chilling, man. I would say you can be both at the same time. You can be an influencer and the influence at the same time.
Okay, go
And
ahead.
what I mean by that is, um, we if they say open up the abortion clinic, the abortion is good. We gonna be in there. If they say your son is autistic, non-binary, pansexual, we're going to be that. If they say stay on food stamps, you good, get this Section 8, we're going to be that. We're going to do it. If they say push the feminist agenda, we're going to get right behind it. If they say go to jail, we're going to get right behind it. We get behind everything that they come up with in Black America. I was talking to a South African chick um, like yesterday. And me and her have been talking for a couple months. You know, I'm thinking about going out there or whatever. And she gonna text me, send me a weave. Send me money for a weave. My head cold. I said, what? I said, she said, send me a weave. My head cold. It's cold. I said, you better put a goddamn hat on your head. What the hell wrong with you? And then guess what she gonna say, man? Nigga, you supposed to
What she
got it
said?
for me.
What she
Nigga, you
said?
supposed to got it for me. Man, I said, man, what the? I said, what's wrong with you? You know what I mean? I said, if I wanted to be with American women, I'll be talking to one right now. I said, you want all this weave, you want all the, because she's from the tribe called Hassa, the Hassa tribe, and I said, you have completely strayed away from your culture. I said, you just American, you just say, and then guess what? Guess what else she asked for? Guess what else? An iPhone.
Of course, yeah, they definitely want the iPhone. There you go.
The iPhone. I what you have an iPhone? Why can I have one? I'm like, what, man? And I know that it comes from American culture. Our culture is um toxic, bro. We have a toxic culture that we're pushing on the African women through the media, and sometimes I wonder if it's better if they just wind all the Black Americans up, told them Jesus was coming, and just lead us to a fiery goddamn death. Because it seemed like we're not doing any better for ourselves other than making ourselves more um seem more degenerate through the media. And all the whole of the world is catching on to it while we're really struggling over here. People think we got it good, but we're struggling. And I see more and more African women on the internet twerking.
Mm,
Guess who they get it
mm,
from? These group of
mm,
degenerate women over here. And guess what they gonna do? They gonna lose their man too.
mm.
And then they talk
So let
bad
me. So
about
let me.
the.
Do you think the issue is, that they a lot of our people family over on the continent don't find value in their own culture?
Yes, I think the American culture is highlighted. Um, I think I think they don't understand the sciences of their culture and how magnificent it is. Because the definition for culture for me is a system which advance a group of people. It advances you. Um, and they're losing the culture because our culture is being highlighted through the media. It's like a warfare on them as well. And I think they don't find the beauty in having a culture. They don't want to be like us. You know, they don't want to go around the world wondering, is my family from America? Which part of my family from Africa? Where in Africa are they from? We're people without, even if we from America, their culture is gone. It's dead. It's no more. It's done. It's done. They even if which I identify with FBA. Even if we is from America, we wouldn't have the access to the culture. That's why I feel like we need to adopt and move on from what we had in the past because we'll never get it. Because we do a lot of mismatching over here. Oh, I'm gonna take a little bit of Kemetic. I'm gonna take a little bit of Ifa. I'm gonna take a little bit of Voodoo. I'm gonna take a little bit of the Aztec culture. I'm gonna take a little bit of the Native American culture. The reason why because we don't have one, And I think the Africans need to hold dear to their culture because we are really lost in America. We got FBA, we got ADOS, we got the Dane Calloway movement, we got the Pan African movement. We as a people, we're lost, man. And we need in the best way to I feel that we can overcome that feeling of the feeling of being lost and not having a culture is go to a people that have a culture. That's Africa right now.
Mm. Thank you for joining, brother. Hold on, I wanted to read this real quick. So this is somebody brought up the brother that got killed, Lance Herndon. So attractive Jamaican native Dion Ba was making a life for herself in Atlanta, Georgia. Despite her recent divorce, things were going well. Dion had a good job and a rich boyfriend. She caught the eye of a local businessman, Lance Herndon, and the two were an item. But Lance was a ladies' man, and on at least one occasion, Dion had caught him with another woman. In fact, she was arrested for making a scene outside his home. Oh boy. Can't be messing with these crazy chicks. Then in August of 1996, Lance was found bludgeoned to death in his bedroom. Police went to Dion, who admitted she'd seen Lance the night before, but claimed to know nothing of the murder. DNA linking Dion to the crime scene would prove otherwise. Police charged her with murder. She was tried and convicted, but disputed testimony led to a new trial. The second jury deadlock giving Dion a chance at a third trial. Dion decided to cut a deal. She pled guilty to voluntary manslaughter and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Oh, man. Dion Ball spent 10 years in prison for voluntary manslaughter of Roswell millionaire Lance Herndon. Oh, man, man, that sucks. You got to be careful with these women, brothers. Get the wrong one. Get the wrong one. Yeah, she killed him. Took him out. Took him out. Took him out. So, anything else you want to add? Free Game Podcast.
Uh no man, but with that last piece, jealousy, you know what I mean? Jealousy in our culture in America.
What's it? What
A
I'm saying?
woman,
The thing is, you just got to be upfront with these women. Like, listen, you could be my main chick, but I might have something on the side, maybe. You just got to be upfront. That's the thing. You can't be high. I don't see how men, creep and gotta hide their phone and take their phone wherever they go, and can't leave their phone in the kitchen and they in another room because their wife might see it because the side piece is calling. Like, I don't. That's just too much. Hey guys, if you want to call in, the link's in the chat room. Again, if you want to call in, the link is in the chat room. You can call in. Again, link is in the chat room if you want to call in. Yeah, it's just all this creeping, and I'm gonna have this mistress and this side piece, that side piece, and I'm a creep, and Renee Ritchie, I want you to call in, Renee. I want you to cam up. Call in, Renee. Click on the link and cam up. But like I said, it's just all that creeping, and it's too much. Yeah, just be upfront and honest. Look, I won't disrespect you, but I might have another piece over here. And establish that at the beginning so you don't have these problems. Like I said, all this creeping and all this other stuff, it's too much. It's too much. Well, I'm single, so I can have as many side pieces as I want because they're really not side pieces because I'm single. I don't have a girlfriend, so I ain't gotta hide nothing. So I'm single. There we go. All right, links in the chat room. Call in. If you're not gonna call in, we'll go ahead and log out, and I'm gonna come back on later on. Later on today, I'm gonna come back on. Uh, I'm gonna call in later on today. Again, children of Israel, call in. Click the link. Call in. Listen, nobody's calling in. Oh, here we go. Free game podcast. He's back. Free game. You gotta charge your Obama phone.
No, I was connected to that Wi-Fi coming in the house.
So yeah, but anything else you'd like to share in closing?
You can hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Anything else you'd like to share in closing?
Oh yeah, man. Jealousy. Yeah, jealousy is a big thing in American culture. Like, most places in Africa, they still, some parts is just on a polygamy tip, and some not, but it's more accepted in their culture. And ours is always jealousy, envy.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Charge them. Charge those Obama phones. Make sure you got your Airtel and MTN and Glow credit before you call in. Make sure you got all that together. Links in the chat room. Again, link is in the chat room. Please call in. Please call in. If a person can't get their own weave, they need to go natural. I agree. I agree. Go natural. Go natural. Go natural. But hey, everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, and subscribe. I love y'all. I love myself. Whether you call yourself FBA or ADOS or freedman, freedmen. I love y'all. Until next time, family. Links in the chat room. But we're going to head out. You know, until next time, family. Dynasty Mirror. Search for Uhuru. Y'all, let's stop the violence in the black community here in America. Well, really worldwide. But since we're the most visible people, on the planet, the black American. Hold on. Street Slaves Inc. Go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead. You good? Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I just want to say, hey everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, and yeah, I just want to say, about the your show today. I think that you are who you rock with. You can be both.
Oh,
Hello,
bro, you gotta charge. You gotta top up them glow
hello.
minutes. You freezing on us.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're going in and out.
Okay.
Go ahead, H. H, you gotta unmute yourself. H, you gotta unmute yourself, brother. Okay, he fell off. Y'all listen, man. When you call in, like I said, make sure to everything is charged up and topped off and all whatever you gotta do. All right, go ahead, Street Slaves. Go ahead. Hello,
Hello, can you hear me?
I hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. I like what the last guy was saying. The last guy that called in, what he was saying. You are who you rock with. You understand? I think you can be influenced, and I think you can be the influencer. You know, I think that most of us, I think for me myself, I know things that I do. I know people copy me. That's what people do. If you're in America, if you're here in Nigeria, wherever you are, people is always going to copy you. They're always going to be influenced by you. That's a fact. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. You know, especially amongst our people. Yeah. I think it should be more of that. So that's my whole take on that. You are who you rock with. You are who you rock with.
Yes, sir. All right, go ahead, Scales. Scales.
Hello?
SK Urban, go ahead.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You real low. We can't hear you. Real, real, real low. We can barely hear you. We can't hear you.
Hello?
We can't hear you. Talk. You got to talk into the phone.
Hello, can you hear me now?
It's better. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, basically I just wanted
That's my
to
whole take on that. You are who you rock with. You are who you rock with.
wait.
Bro, you got to stop the
Um
replay. You got to turn off the replay.
yeah, I get it. So yeah, personally I just think that the person that was there, I think 5 minutes ago, who was saying that American culture is degenerate in anything, is actually just using the typical right wing talking points, and I personally don't understand how a person is degrading their own culture, because Black Americans have culture, and it's the most influential culture in the West and beyond.
Give me okay. When you say influential, give me an example.
Yeah, when it comes to rap music, it's the most popular music
Okay,
genre
rap
in the
music.
world.
Okay. Have you seen the rap music that's out lately? Is it not degenerate?
Um, it depends on how you see it. What defines
Okay. Here we go.
degeneracy?
Here we go. What artists? When you say rap music, which specific artists have been, I guess, influencing, or do they listen to in Africa recently?
Kendrick Lamar, for example.
Okay, I'll give you Kendrick Lamar. Who else?
Or yeah, I think that it's also important to look at people like Kanye West that are extremely inspirational, especially for a lot of Black people around the world, not just in Africa.
Listen. The majority of Black Americans could not stand Kanye West because of his position with Donald Trump.
Uh, yeah, it's all about the.
I love Kanye West. I love Kanye West. But
I love.
black people didn't like him. Black people didn't like him. His slavery comments, which is true. His comment, him posturing with Donald Trump. Black people couldn't stand him. And like somebody said in the chat room,
Yeah,
hold on, bingo. Here we go. Here we go. For every Kendrick, it's 1,000 Young Thugs. I get they listen in Africa. They listen to more Young Thug than they are Kendrick Lamar.
that might be the case. I personally have no idea actually, but that doesn't matter because there are at least Kendrick Lamars that are popular, extremely popular, that are bringing a fresh perspective, a different narrative also to the typical Black American narrative of being uneducated and just mumbling like Young Thug, for example. So it's important that we not only look at the bad examples, but we also showcase and highlight the Kendrick Lamars.
No. And you're correct, but again, you say we highlight the Kendrick Lamar's, which is fine, which is okay. But when I go to Africa, all right, and I get off the plane, they say, "What's up, my nigga?" What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, me personally, I also find that kind of yeah, just weird. But I think it's not just in Africa. When you go to Europe, and I personally live in Europe. I'm actually born in Europe, and it's just this. A lot of people can relate to the African American plight. Not just Black people, but also a lot of people from immigrant backgrounds and everything. So Black Americans represent like the most visual minority on earth. So a lot of people are trying to mimic their antics, at least what they see on TV.
Yeah,
etc.
but it's a dysfunctional antics. Why can't we mimic? Hold on, again. Let me pull him up. Why can't we mimic Reginald Lewis? But we want to mimic the nigga. Why can't we mimic guys like this? But we want to mimic the nigga. I'm asking a question.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm asking a
I
question.
had some issues. I had some issues with my net. What was the question?
Why are we mimicking the nigga and not Reginald Lewis?
Because the nigger is way more showcased.
Okay. So what is so again? The dysfunctional part of Black America is what gets showcased and what is influencing the people, and not the progressive part, but the regressive part.
Yeah, but the problem is that you also have to put into account that it's way easier to grasp the simple context of a lot of popular hip hop music instead of
Right? It's simple.
a
Simple.
bit more complex political debates, etc.
You use the key word. You said simple. Dumb down.
Yeah, it's simple.
Dumb down.
I mean, popular culture in general is dumbed down. It's nothing that is
So
unique
again,
to Americans.
right. So you're proving my part. The dumbed down, simple demographic of Black America is what is catching on, and that's not a win.
At the end of the day, even when you go to
There's an
university,
agenda.
a lot of university students um, aspiring to be something really big and influential, they still listen to Young Thug. So it's not like just because you listen to Young Thug, you become a Young Thug. That's
Dude,
not the case.
Young Thug is about to do 40 years in prison for allegedly being part of or responsible for the murder of 50 other Black people. Again, it's just this you're proving my point. You're proving my point.
Yeah,
Go.
I
That's
didn't know
Rico.
this fact actually. Yeah, especially when it comes to violence, it, I think American violence is so extreme that it's really hard to grasp when you are outside of America, because murders in the way that are going on in the hood or whatever are not as common in other parts of the world outside of war zones.
So are you saying the hood in America is a war zone?
Not the hood of America, but there are certain hoods in America that are violent and that have equal numbers to active war zones.
Right. So you're saying
But
that
they,
there are certain parts of America, and let's be specific, Black America, that is comparable to a war zone in so-called third world countries. That's what you're saying?
I'm not. I mean, a war zone doesn't really mean in a third world country setting. It can be wherever. I mean, I don't know exactly when it was, but there was a year in which the homicide rate in Chicago surpassed the homicide rate of American soldiers in Iraq. So
It's not just
that's
Chicago.
an interesting fact, I guess.
It's not
Yeah,
just
obviously
Chicago.
it's not just Chicago. Obviously, it's not just Chicago. I mean, there are a lot of places. Um, uh,
It's a
because I'm
systematic thing.
European.
It's been going on forever. It's a systematic thing in America. That's been happening forever. And people think it's so cool to live that. Young people think it's so cool to live that, and it's not. And that's why they want to mimic America. People here in Nigeria, in different parts of it, here in Africa, they want to mimic America like it's cool and it's hip. But they don't know what goes on behind that. They want to come over there. They just come over there for the money. They don't know everything that goes on. Nothing. Yeah, and they think it's cool. It's not. It's not.
Yeah, but even in Nigeria, I mean, there's also things that have grown naturally outside of the influence of Americans. And I think that what we should not forget is that there is definitely a systematic problem that is highlighting violence. Um, I don't know why. I personally don't know why, but I think that it's important to also look into the individuals that are committing those crimes and try to assess, okay, do they even know there's a different way of life, or are they so deep into this violence and gang life or whatever that they have no idea that there's people that are living regular lives and that committing homicides isn't normal.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, Eli. Go ahead.
All right. So first of all, I want to say thank you for having me on here, Dynast. I watch this pretty often, but I do want to agree with SK. Right. So it's much deeper than that. Like Americans do have culture. African Americans have culture. Right. The problem is that I don't think I don't necessarily think it's a systematic thing. It really comes down to who the people champion. So the the
Eli,
rappers and the
Eli,
people who promote violence,
Eli, not to interrupt. I'm so sorry. You just made a great point. Who the people champion? Now, in the black community, who do we champion?
Celebrities. Celebrities.
right? And that's what I was going to get into. Celebrities are championed because it's associated with success, right? And that associates with power. So the thing about it is that the problem lies within the people, and this isn't just an African American thing. Like, for an example, some, like what the other guy was saying when he came on your platform. The other guy was basically saying that he speaks to a woman in South Africa and she asks him for money. Like, that's a common thing amongst African women, right? Like that can be looked at as toxic as well. So
That's listen. That's women in general. That's women all over. They gonna ask for money.
definitely right. So what I'm saying is that I don't necessarily believe that it's a systematic thing. It comes down to the health of the people. And I feel like if people have a problem with it, then you should be the change that you want to see. Like, how about the positive people try to step up and make what they're doing the norm, or
They
the
have.
the
They
yeah.
have. It's
Okay.
happened. Black people reject it.
Well, I mean, not. I mean, to what degree did they do it though? Like, you have like influential black people. Like, okay, so everybody know African, not everybody, but a lot of people know African American history. You have people like Madam C.J. Walker, George Washington Carver, and I can keep going. But the
Right.
thing is that who have we had recently? Who have shown that it's another way to do things. So I feel like instead of trying to put the blame on something else, you got to look at the man in the mirror. You do. And then we have to fix ourselves. And this just isn't an African American thing. But that's all I wanted to say.
All right. Cool. Let's see here. We got Barry. Go ahead, Barry. Unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are y'all?
Good. How you doing?
I'm fine. I am married to a Nigerian man. I am African American, and everything that Dynas is saying is true. How they see us. I went over there. I love my in-laws to death. I really do. They love me. They treat me well. But how they view us is based on pop culture, and it's very disheartening for me as an African American woman that our people are not being seen as people of substance. We're only called upon for entertainment. And we have so much more than that. They don't talk about, I mean, I know a lot of people don't feel too great about Ben Carson, but he's a surgeon. They don't talk about him.
Bingo. 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 Absolutely.
That's a really
Everybody,
bad example.
Well,
everybody, I want you to watch Ben Carson's documentary, Gifted Hands.
they
Mm-hmm.
talk talk about Ben Carson. They teach about Ben Carson in schools,
in
No,
being the first man to separate the conjoined twins.
no, but listen.
But I'm just saying they teach about him.
But Eli, the issue
It's
is
the people.
no. But Eli, the issue
No,
is no. Here we go. Eli, here's the problem. This is the problem, Eli. The problem is the minute Ben Carson came out and said he was a Republican,
Mhm.
the Black collective chose Cardi B, people like Cardi B,
Correct.
Izzo, people like that over Ben Carson. They
Right.
wanted to trade him after he ain't invited to the cookout no more. That's our problem.
They tore him up. They tore that
They
man
tore
up.
Same thing with
Right.
Kanye West. So that's the
Definitely.
part. That's the point I'm making. It's just, and you just said, Dynas, be the change, be all that. But then when the change comes and they have a disagreement, like, look, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not this or not that, we throw them away.
Right. But
Call them
Dynas,
fools.
have you showed them why? Like, for an example, if you a Republican, have you showed them why
Oh
they should
man,
be a Republican?
you ain't. We the only. See, that's the thing. We're the only people. Is excuse after excuse why we want to just keep going down this rabbit hole. Our people are brainwashed. They're sick. Okay, Eli, they are sick. I'm in
Okay.
Atlanta. Eli,
Not
listen here. Eli, listen. I'm in Atlanta.
me too. I'm in Atlanta. I live in Buckhead.
Okay,
Listen.
okay, Eli. Black folks. A black man shot up folk with a child.
Yeah, I know about it.
You literally got black people saying that is the white Republicans' fault.
That's crazy. From what
I mean,
I've been hearing, he was sick. I never heard nobody put it on the white
dude.
Republican.
Okay, but listen.
Listen, I'm not Dynas. Look, I'm not saying what you saying is wrong. Like, don't think that I'm just trying to get up here and just cause a disagreement. I just want a solution, right? Because I'm really at this point, I'm tired of just talking about it. So if people got a problem with it, then how about they put best they forth they how about they put put forth their best effort and try to solve this issue. We know that the black population is sick. We know that. But what's the solution?
But
That's all
Eli,
that I'm saying.
again, I just brought up Ben Carson, and just because he's a Republican, black people wanted to get rid of him. So that black people are serious about not being serious, and we're not serious. So there is no solution. That's why I said it's a wrap. All right,
Right.
acquire Bitcoin and look for opportunities outside of America. That's the only solution I could give you because black people aren't serious. Again, I just gave the example of Ben Carson. This brother, what he was able to do is phenomenal. But just because he has a different ideology when it comes to politics, all of a sudden, the black collective don't want him anymore. All kin folk ain't all kin skin folk ain't kin folk.
Yeah.
It's like that's what I'm saying. It's just you can't make these Negroes happy. You cannot make them happy at all. So it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I mean, black folks were defending Cardi B, as far as with her interview with Joe Biden, defending that. I'm like, no other community of people will have someone like Cardi B come and speak on her behalf. Dude, it's a wrap.
That's embarrassing, man.
That's embarrassing.
She's a known stripper.
Hold on. Hey, Barry, not to cut you off. I'm so sorry. Eli, I'll give you another example. Because you can't, hey, we need to show examples. Ice Cube. Ice Cube said, you know what, black folks? Let's see what we could get for our vote for the black community. The black community shunned him for just saying, well, how can we leverage our votes? Eli, these Negroes don't want to get better. It's a wrap.
Yeah. No, I understand where you're coming from. I just have a different perspective. Right? Like, I just want to let you know I'm not an uneducated person. Right? It's just that I got a totally different perspective because I've been around high level black people, African American people, and I've been around low level ones. The issue that I see that is prevalent in this community is basically like it really comes down to a lack of education and understanding.
No. Eli, I disagree because the main people who were coming after Ice Cube were considered the most educated group in America. Well documented. The main group who came at the Ice Cube, they get on TV and tell them every day that they are the most educated demographic in America and that they saved the Democratic Party. That's who came at the Ice Cube. So we got to throw the educate. Unless, how do you define education?
So when you say the Democratic, okay, I'm just talking about education as in being able to critically think. Okay, so being able to critically think for yourself, right? And I understand the Ice Cube, the Democratic, the Democratic Party came for Ice Cube, right? I do understand that, but what I'm saying is, a lot of a lot of black people just vote Democrat because that's what they grew up on, right? It's like
So what is
when
that?
you
So
get
so
down to the,
so what does that tell you? If
it's a lack it's a lack of understanding. That's what that tells me,
but
because
but you can't,
even
Eli.
when you learn even when you learn in school the history of the Republican and Democratic parties, right? Liberals and everything. When you learn that in school, right? A lot of people don't even know who the Democrats were originally and who the Republicans were. They just vote Democrat because they grandmama or they mama told them to do it. Or that's what they're raised on. That's the norm for them. They just believe that every Democrat is just going to help a black person, and every Republican is just going to take away from a black person. That's what that is. A lot, and the thing is that the politics isn't even cool really in the community, right? Like people like y'all or whatever, y'all talk about politics or whatever, but just from the average and common African American, they don't worry about politics. They more worried about going to school maybe and just trying to make more money, right? That's the thing. Like they just say, okay, well, look, I know that the Democrats help black people, just vote for them. I didn't see any Republican, right? Not even Ben Carson really did it. I didn't see a Republican that tried to explain the Republican perspective other than Candace Owens. When Candace Owens came along, then she
Dude,
actually tried to do that.
bro, you got Anthony Bryan Logan, you got Brandon Tatum. In fact, here in
But
Atlanta,
who made the most noise though, Dinas?
listen, Donald Trump came to Atlanta and said, I got $500 billion for you guys. What's up? Black folks said no. We're gonna vote for the guy that said, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. This is what we're up against, Eli. That's why it is over. It's a wrap. It's done.
I mean, I understand your perspective. I just got a
That's why
different one
again
now.
I can give you example of people who say, listen, let's see what we can do. This is how we can help. No. You got black folks who are still completely silent, especially black so-called black media, completely silent about the $90 million that Black Lives Matter took and spent and reinvested into the white community.
Mm-hmm.
Eli,
I know about it.
it's a wrap, Eli. It's over.
Okay, so I just want to ask you one question. You think that a mass exodus, right, or all of these African Americans moving to Africa, some country in Africa, right, any one of their choice, you think that'll save us?
I'm not saying it has to be. I'll be this delusional to say that there's going to be a mass exodus. I'm just saying invest in crypto. This is not financial advice. Do your own research. Buy as much Bitcoin as possible. And black people need to start looking at options outside of America. Period.
Okay,
That's all
okay,
I'm saying. I
all
know
right.
there's not going to be a mass exodus, but
Yeah,
the
I was speaking in hypotheticals. So all I wanted to know, and I just want to tell you, I'm a software engineer. So crypto is not the promised land. But I'm gonna tell you this.
I said Bitcoin. I said Bitcoin. Bitcoin.
I was just saying,
Bitcoin.
yeah,
But
yeah.
that's
Well,
another
that's still crypto.
yeah, we could but
Yeah,
that's
that's another
go
topic.
ahead.
But yeah. But I'm saying, like, as far as like, I'm just speaking in hypotheticals when I say a mass exodus. But what I want to know, Dinas, is that all of the people who preach this, right, as far as like repatriate back to Africa, do y'all think that that is going to save us?
I'll say this, and I want Sister Barry, she's on, I want her to
Okay,
chime in.
all
Let
right.
me say this. So I'm in Atlanta. Okay. Black people are priced out as far as
Mm-hmm.
real estate ownership. and that's all over America,
Yeah.
right? So the reality is, if you're talking about legacy, if you're talking about building wealth, if you're talking about acquiring property, you're going, unless you go to Baltimore or like Toledo or
Yeah.
St. Louis. Who wants to
Mhm.
go to the Midwest? The Midwest.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, not to hate on a Midwest family. People who are from the Midwest, not to hate, but who wants to go to the damn Midwest?
Hmm.
The only other option is you have to look outside of the borders, outside of
Oh,
America,
okay. So basically, your
as far
argument,
as far as building wealth.
building wealth. Okay, so I do agree with that perspective. As far as when it comes down to legacy and the transfers of wealth and building some sort of wealth for yourself, I guess Africa would be the best bet, right? But if that's the argument, Dynas, then y'all gotta say that. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what
I've
y'all gotta say.
said that. I've said that. I've said that.
Yeah, but I don't hear a lot of people saying that. I just hear a lot of people saying, "Come to Africa and heal."
But even the come to Africa part and leave America. I mean, dude, listen. I'm pretty soon, and it's coming out of pipe. I mean, listen. Already in schools, if you're a boy and if you identify as a woman,
Yeah,
and you tell your kid like, "Nah, you're a boy," that boy could go to this teacher and say, "Listen, I identify as a woman. You know, mommy and daddy at home won't let me do that. They'll come after you. Like it's coming down the pipeline. I'm gonna tell
yeah,
you what
that
else
shit
is coming down
crazy.
the pipeline. I'm gonna
Okay,
tell you what else. I'm gonna tell you what else is coming down the pipeline.
yeah,
You know, and I'm gonna word this very carefully. It's already in the works. You a grown man. You're a grown woman. That underage girl looks good.
yeah.
Pretty soon, that's gonna be normal. I'm
That's
just talking.
doing they already doing that out there. And some of them, no, I'm game to all of that stuff though. Like I'm game to all of that stuff, Dynas.
No, but what
And
I'm saying is, here is coming down the pipeline where it will be legal. I just it's coming.
mm-hmm, yeah, I mean, I do see it, but what I'm saying though, Dynas, is this, right? I just want to know. I just feel like if people gonna preach something, they got to give a clear message because see, we wouldn't as African Americans, Dynas, and you know this, we wouldn't have even gotten to this point if we didn't fight or if we didn't try to do better for ourselves. So I always believe it's hope because if I don't, that'd be disrespectful to my ancestors here. This is our country. That's all I'm saying. And like if y'all whatever message people want to preach, they just got to be clear. Let's be clear about it. You know?
It, you can't. I'll use this example. When we say this is our country, I'll use this example. You know, a contractor built my house. Like the contractor can't come back to my house and say it's his. Like America has proven and shown over the last 400 years that this is not your country.
Thank you, Dynas.
It's just, I mean, I get it. The sharecroppers, my aunt built
Dynas.
this country. I
Yeah.
understand, but again, we free labor. We were just free labor.
Dynas, but a lot of countries got a bloody history, Dynas. And you know that. And America have shown this. America have shown through a whole bunch of America has shown that this is our country too, Dynas. And you know that.
How?
Like I'm not
How?
saying I'm not
How
saying
have they shown? How? How? Give me an example.
for an example, almost 60 to 70 years ago, we didn't have rights. Right? We have rights. We're being integrated into society. We have the wherewithal to do, Dynas. It's just that what it is that nobody don't want to do it. We can go
Eli, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question, Eli? If this is our
where
country,
land maybe
why do we have to be given rights? Why do we have to be
Exactly.
given anything?
Exactly.
Now, having it taken is one thing. If we had it to begin with, and then they came and took it from us, and we were taking it back, that would make sense for you to say this is our country. When we got here, we had no right to nothing.
okay.
Not even
Okay,
our own
so
lives, our
yeah.
own children.
Can
How? So how is this our country?
y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So if y'all use that argument that this not our country, why do if I repatriate back to Africa,
Mhm.
Why am I not just okay? I know Sierra Leone is doing it, Dynas, and you fight for that. You have made things streamlined to where people can kind of get like a citizenship if they have an ancestral path back to Sierra Leone. But why do I have to do all of this other stuff, right? Invest a whole bunch of money into an African country to get rights there,
You
like to
don't have to
become a
invest a
citizen.
whole
Why
bunch of
why
money.
why aren't
That's not
African
true.
Americans just given citizenship then? If that's the
Because
key,
first of
what
all,
is our country? What
Eli,
you
to be honest with you, first of all, we are a people that have been unfortunately estranged for over 400 years. Even though we look like them, the truth is that we have so many of them in us.
okay?
We can't be like, okay, because you're just black, let's, as soon as you show up at Ghana, here's your citizenship. It doesn't work like that at all. No
Oh,
way
I
in the
know.
world.
Listen,
White
I
people
know it
can't
don't
go
work
over to
like that.
Italy. Italian Americans can't go to Italy and just
I
show up there and be
understand.
like,
Oh,
hey, I'm Italian. Give me
right,
citizenship. It
right.
don't work like that. So we can't think that we're exempt from laws.
Right.
Can we get it? Yes, we can get it without investing lots of money. Dynasty's way is one way, and it works. My way of doing it, I mean, as weird as it
Okay.
might sound to some people, is intermarriage. And there's nothing wrong with that because I love my husband. If a woman can
Okay.
come from any country and say she want to marry you to get to America, what's wrong with us marrying them and truly loving and caring for them and going home? There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. So
Find
I
your
understand
country.
right. I understand everything you just said. Right. But if you want to be practical and approach this from some sort of practical standpoint, right, the people here, the African,
Mhm.
the large majority of the African American people here is gonna bet on what they have here instead of
And
trying
let
to.
them. I
Okay,
think we
I'm
should
just
let
saying.
them.
All right, well, if you want to let them, that's one thing, right?
But
But
you know, I don't
I'm
think we
talking
should
to
discourage
those.
people that want
I'm.
to leave. That's what I see a lot of discouragement. Dynas has had
It's
this
not
platform for
discouragement.
years. He has been showing us solutions for years. He has been going and putting his feet on the ground
Look,
for
I'm not trying to
years.
attack Dynas.
I know you're not, but I'm saying
Look,
that's a
I'm not trying to.
solution,
He
right?
has. All right, all right.
He
No,
has
no, that
shown you the
is a solution.
solution. He has given us the blueprint. Literally, he has even started programs. When I first started watching Dynas, he was not offering people to travel with him, right? People are on his page complaining nonstop. He came up with his packages. Now y'all want to complain about it being too much. Okay, well then go put your money where you want to put it. If you want to keep it here in
Okay,
America
so
and keep fighting, that's on you. But don't
right.
discourage people that want to
Okay,
leave.
I'm not trying to discourage him at all. All I'm saying is, for if we want to be practical, we need a practical approach, right? And I understand that Dynas has been doing all of this, but for those who actually want to inform African Americans what awaits them on the continent or show them a better way, for those who mission is that, you need a better approach. That's all that I'm
What's
saying.
wrong with his approach?
It's
His
nothing
approach has
wrong
been
with his
going on
approach,
for
but Dynas is the one
years.
saying it though. It's
If I can interject real quick, when you say a better approach, I mean our so-called leaders here in America, black leaders, haven't given us no approach. You
yeah.
know,
Facts.
absolutely no approach at
Uh-huh.
all.
I agree
No
with that.
I
approach.
disagree.
So
I disagree. You got people like Damon Dash. Damon Dash is like
oh
a
come on,
self-God.
come
He
on.
talking about
Listen,
like, yeah, I know what you mean, Dynas.
Okay, you know what I mean. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
yeah. All right. Thank you for having me on here. I just
Oh
felt like
no,
I needed to say that.
I know, no problem. Anytime, brother. Anytime.
All right.
Maybe there should just be more people showing their journey to success.
Dude, there are a ton. There are
I
a
don't
lot.
know. I don't know
I
what
mean,
they want.
yeah, what it is. I don't know. Go ahead, hidden hand. Go ahead, unmute yourself.
Hey man, I wanted to say, the way Black America is presented in this world is a real issue. I've experienced it. I'm sure others have experienced it, and a lot of the issue has to do with the way Black America represents ourselves in media. Um, Now, I've had experiences where I would tell people, like, I talk to certain people at certain statures um in their life. Like maybe they own a business or they've become really successful in life, and I ask them advice. I get advice from them on how to improve myself. Um, I've had people. There was a time I went to a job, and after talking with me, the lady who owned the place, she just straight up asked me. She just assumed I was from Africa or somewhere, and her response was, "You can't possibly be African American thinking like this." I kid you not. This was a white lady, mind you. And then she proceeded to talk about how and why Black America was, very low in education and other things.
Can you
And
kind of
when
go into detail? Can you kind of go into detail about what she said specifically?
um what I'm saying is this the way Black America is represented is a real thing, and if you think a certain kind of way, people automatically assume you can't be African American thinking like this. I mean, that at least have been my experience. So, and I'm also saying that Black America, we need to work on the way we're represented in the media, because a lot of this stuff does come from social media. But at the same time, we take that representation from social media and we apply it to ourselves, especially in the lower parts of the community. So, one of the first ways we could possibly fix this is to change the way we represent it in the media. Because we can start all the businesses we want to, but if we keep this negative appearance in the social media, that's the way the world is going to view us. They're going to keep viewing us that way.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Th, go ahead, Th.
Yeah, Donis, man, thank you for having me on, man. But I
Anytime.
definitely would want to say that Black America is the most influential, and that I want to say I disagree with none of our leaders gave us the way out as foundational Black Americans. Because I would say that Martin Luther King said, "We're coming to get our check," and then that was pretty much kind of like a way to start off a reparations campaign, a movement that we see now foundational Black Americans are picking up. And you see out in California, they just got like
Th. If you do me a favor, when did Martin Luther King Jr. say that? If you could put that link in the chat room. Also, Martin Luther King integrated us, which nothing against MLK. What he did, he thought that Karen's chicken on the other side of town was better than chicken in the hood.
he also said he feared he led us into a burning house. So he kind of like changed that. And then he said,
but that was after the fact. That was
he then said, but I'm just saying, as far as like, he said, I'm just following his, we're coming to get our check. And if you keep it on that, that's the way to do it, because we are the people here that built this country. And we have the indigenous lineage with the African lineage who's been here before all these immigrants came. So as far as Native Americans go, foundational Black Americans can be done the same way. And you see how in California, they already start to distinguish and see for reparations by lineage, because it's really a debt owed. And that's the only reason why we're behind. And we're the most influential, obviously, for a million reasons. But the debt owed is how we get ahead.
But how do you guys plan? How do you guys plan on getting that debt?
How we plan on getting it? Like I would say, like Claude Anderson said, keep working independently like you do. So just do your job, keep building your wealth like you can. Don't stop going to work. But also turn every political issue into the reasons why foundational Black Americans need comprehensive reparations, and just keep doing that and keep on showing it in the refinement stage of white supremacy.
All right, so let's stop right there. The political part, okay?
Okay.
To move politics, you need to have money. How much money is in the FBA, ADOS, the lobby fund?
But I don't really just subscribe 100% to that being the only way to move politics, because as you see, dudes like we called out the people of color and the minority thing just in the grassroots online, And that alters what politicians say. So the grassroots actually has always, in foundational Black American society, driven a lot of the public narrative. Like reparations came up through the grassroots, and now they're talking about it in politics without any money.
Right, they're doing studies, just studies.
Yeah, and the first time they ever said lineage based, we used to think it was going to be every Black person, and now in California they just voted on eligibility. So I understand it takes steps, but we're not going to stop. And you see, we're making progress in at least developing how to make steps. And people, you went from being like 20% said reparations never. Now we're up to like 60% of the country. Sometimes in some polls feels like Black and foundational Black Americans deserve it. Not all Black people, but just foundational Black Americans, descendants of slaves. And you think about Native Americans and all that, it's not that hard to do it. And we can make it on the public stage, like Welsing said, Francis Cress Welsing, velvet glove resistance, where you pretty much show the hypocrisy, like Millie Fuller said, just on the public stage in this era of refinement, show the illogical behavior, like show that, hey, we were here like them, we got done like them, you paid them, why aren't we getting it? And it's going to be harder to answer when they can't just call us Negro and tell us to shut up.
Do me a favor. So this lineage-based, I guess, approach to reparations that they're doing.
Yeah, the only way, because it's families.
Okay, so how does that work? Break that down.
You have to have one parent that's on a census prior to 1900, because that's way before immigration, and that would pretty much assure that you're a Black person who was here for the foundation of this country.
So basically, people who identify as white now would be pretty much
no, because you have to be classified as Black on the past couple of censuses, and then you have to descend from somebody. You have to be a Black person who identifies as Black and is classified as Black on the past couple of censuses, and then you have to be able to prove that you descend from somebody who was like a mulatto or Black person from prior to 1900. Because a lot of times mulatto prior in that era was the child of an Indian and a Negro, but then semantic change, they switched that up.
So when's this going to be implemented?
That's like, I can't predict that. I'm just saying the steps to take are to keep fighting for it and keep showing the hypocrisy and then the illogical stuff in this refinement era where they can't really just deny you as easily. That's why we're making progress as far as like eligibility in California, because people are starting to see that it just makes sense. There's a debt owed, the wrong was done, and then we're slowly starting to just understand our own history and come out of this spell to where, like Cloud just said, nationwide campaign, like Sandy Darity said, develop creative ways on social media to campaign for it. And we're doing that and we're making traction. FBA used to not even be, like, people didn't really understand that. And now people understand the distinction between like descendants of slaves and the immigrants.
Abira, go ahead, Abira.
I think that's when genealogy comes into play. You do your genealogy research on your family. I have done it, and you're able to prove whatever you need to prove, but that does not mean we can't walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. Keep your record straight. And in the meantime, look out for yourself and look out for your future. Leave America. You don't have to be in America to get the benefits of America. I mean, like you said, our ancestors worked so hard, right? We still have our American passports, right? You can still come back whenever you want to. But why are you going to stay here and suffer in the meantime? For what?
Foundational Black Americans just in general aren't really trying to leave and go anywhere, because we built here. We have a vested interest in it. It's our homeland, and we built it. We have a vested interest, and we're connected from ancestral lands, ancestral ties. This is our land. Like, we're not fleeing. This is like that's more of an immigrant, conquered, colonized mentality to choose. Like, I'm not gonna fight where I'm at. I'm gonna go flee to where these people built up a table, and I'm gonna come eat off it and tell them, hey, leave and go where I fled from. That makes no sense.
I'm an African American too. I don't call myself foundational, ADO, whatever. I'm African American.
No, but do you descend from slaves in America?
Yes, I do. All the way back to the 1700s. I've chased my lineage, okay? I'm a genealogist, well, amateur genealogist, because nobody pays me. I do this on my own. And I've traced my family as far back as I could to the 1700s, where they were calling us free people of color for whatever reason that they came up with, okay? So I know about this. I know who have owned my family in Maryland. I'm from Baltimore. I know who's owned my family and everything. And I'm saying that I don't think that my ancestors are going to be like, oh, we're so disappointed in her for running away from this country that we didn't want to be in the first place. Do you really think that
a lot of our ancestors were here for thousands of years? A lot of them were. That's documented.
That's a lie.
A lot of them were here. That's documented.
No, they weren't. Nope.
Can I read one thing? Can I read one thing? Can I
You
read
can
one
read all
law?
you want. You can read everything.
Okay, okay, okay.
It's not true. Your DNA does not support that theory. Go test it.
DNA is only going to come from whoever they would initial sample what they classified.
No, it does
It's
not.
all about to Africa, Europe, or Asia.
You
All
act
of
like
us.
they only
All
get
of us.
samples.
All of us. Yes,
Only
we're
one person
African
on Earth.
ancestry. The Africans were all over the planet.
Figure out
How did
your
people get?
haplogroup, honey.
How did people
What's your
get in Papua New
haplogroup?
Guinea? How did they get in
What is
Australia?
your
Did
haplogroup? You know
the
it? Do you
Europeans
know
bring
it?
black people there?
Do you know your haplogroup, dear? Do you know that? That'll tell you exactly where your people are coming from. Whether it's L1, L2, or if that's another one. That's some science, honey. That's science. So when you telling us that our ancestors have been here, maybe they came from Africa first. Please tell me you're not talking about the ones that traveled. They traveled. None of us sprung up from the dirt here. Our family, our lineage did not come from here. We are being in denial or disingenuous. Which one?
Exactly. Not also to mention that we still have blood relatives living in Africa to this day that many of us don't even know about.
What you think? I
That
run over
alone
this
is
African
enough
name for
proof.
nothing? Oh, you think my husband gave me this name? No, my living Nigerian Igbo relatives gave me this name. Living, breathing right now in Anambra State. 6th, 4th, and 5th cousin. That's pretty daggone close for a person that's been over here for what? Over 400 years? And you want to tell me that most of our people been here? No,
Yeah,
they weren't.
and also you got Black Americans who have
we're an amalgamation.
4th,
We're an
3rd,
amalgamation
and
of Africans
2nd
that were brought
cousins in
over,
Africa.
the indigenous Americans that were here. Do you know they enslaved the indigenous
Very few of
Americans
us have
first?
the indigenous American blood. I'm sorry to tell you.
And
Very
they
few.
blended them?
Very few, honey. Just very few. It's not even enough. It's not even enough for you to claim anything. The average African American, I'm gonna give you this breakdown, has about at least 73 to 75% African DNA, maybe about 20% European DNA, and like that maybe 1 or 2% DNA from the Indian Native Americans. That is not true. We don't have that. It's not in most of us. I don't know where y'all are getting this from. I don't. I really don't. And it's so weird that you want to claim to be something. You want to claim to be Native American.
No, I'm ready right now, but I would like to ask, but I got a question though, and I already did the phone interview a couple of weeks ago, so I wanted this a second interview.
Hey, Black Line, you're on the show, bro.
Yeah, I think he's talking to somebody.
You're on the show.
I forgot her name, but I think.
Oh man. Okay. America First Rofferman. Go ahead and mute yourself.
Hey, thank you again, Dynast. Shout out to I don't know if I'm saying your name right, sister. Ebri. I think that's how you. Okay. You're really, really smart. I've only heard a little bit of you before, but just really great with what you're saying. That last brother on TH, I just wanted to add a little to their conversation and get off. You know, when he went on that little diatribe, like, oh, that's some colonizer immigrant mentality. See, this is why I'm just not with FBA and ADOS, because they start into this anti-immigrant, even if it's just a little bit. And all this stuff, we're waiting for them to study who's owed reparations and who is supposed to get it and cut the check. And we do these online, movements and all that stuff that's not really in reality in real life. We could be building systems of trade with the continent and from between the diaspora and the mainland or the motherland, whatever you want to call it. We could be doing trade between both, just like Ibri said. We can we don't have to necessarily leave America, but we can go put our energies and everything into Africa and be able to cross. There's global trade. There are different avenues we can do instead of waiting 5, 10, 20, 30 years for cut the check. We could be building systems, a medical trade, food trade, IT, all these things that Africans and some people in this world are already doing right now as we speak. We need to put our energy into that, not this, immigrants are taking some of our opportunities, or, if you want to leave to Africa for other opportunities, or if you're priced out of America, oh, that's some colonizer immigrant talk stuff, and it's just divisive, and it doesn't get us anywhere. Especially these are the main people talking about B1, we got to do for self or whatever, but it's just like, no, we're running behind white people like always, crying about cut the check. Most white people and a lot of black people don't even know what the hell that is. Twitter, Facebook, all this stuff is not real life. Most people are not on these platforms like that. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm gonna get off. You know, I don't know, like, or can I get maybe a little feedback on that from somebody from what I just said, or am I talking crazy?
Hey, Black Lion, you there? Black Lion,
Okay.
You there?
Yeah.
Black Lion, Black Lion, Black Lion. Okay, I don't know what's going on, Black Lion. All right, Barry, go ahead, Barry.
No, I don't think you're talking crazy at all. What you're saying makes perfect sense to me, because as of right now, we're leaving most of those opportunities for other people to grab. Like they're doing business with the Chinese, they're doing business with Indians. Where are we? We're not represented there, at least not in numbers, and we should be. That's our home too.
Facts. Thank you. I'm gonna get off, but yeah, just that last brother, TH, is just, people need to be very aware of what they're taking in from these certain talking points from ADOS and FBA, because they're struck even from people with really great intentions. It could definitely start being divisive and stuff. So anyway, salute to the panel, salute to everybody, and just keep working hard, keep plugging down, and let's just keep doing what's tangible for Black people in the diaspora and on the motherland. Much love.
All right, peace. All right, Miss Jackson, go ahead, Miss Jackson.
Okay, hello everybody. I wanted to get back to the original topic about the Black American most influence.
Go ahead.
But I'm hearing is all they show is negativity of Black America all over the world and here as well. And I heard we need to change our image. Our image is too negative. Our image is just too negative, which I do agree with. We need to change our image. But you have to understand, as I say always, who controls the images that you see on TV? Who controls it? We don't control it. If we controlled our images, we would be able to show positive images of Black people here and globally. When you don't have the power to control the images, they do. And they're going to show you what they think Black America really is, when we know all of Black America is not like that. So if we had the power, we own and control our own media, then here in America and globally, people would be able to see a different side of Black America, which is the positive side, which is the entrepreneur side, the educated side, the family side, because that side of Black America does exist.
I agree. You're right. I agree. But the point I was making, whenever I hear Black Americans say, "Oh, they want to be us," Africans want to be us. We are the most influential, and they're mimicking the most degenerate part of Black American society. That's why I'm like, how is that a win? Why are you bragging about that? That's the point I was trying to make.
Oh, okay.
It's like they want to put on a costume. You know how you dress up for something to look cool, or Halloween party or something like that. It's a costume. They want to wear the African or the Black American. They don't even call us African American. The Black American costume. But when they go back home and they're with their family, their friends, they're in their rich culture. They are active in their culture.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted
But
to
hey,
say.
okay, we appreciate you coming on, Ms. Jackson. Hey, we'll take one more caller. If not, we'll go ahead and close out. Links in the chat room if you want to call in. Link is in the chat room. Barry, how often do you go to Nigeria?
Well, I try to get there every 2 months, 2 to 3 months. Hopefully I'll be there permanently, because I'm married, so it'll be weird to live in 2 different countries.
Right. When where are you from in the States?
I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, originally.
What are your thoughts on Baltimore? You think it's ever gonna change a little bit, or like what are your
No,
thoughts on Baltimore? No.
I think we all just gonna most people are gonna start running out of the inner city because it's gonna become too, expensive. Gentrification is gonna take hold there. People are killing each other there because of poverty. There's no other reason for it. And it's really a sad place. I get depressed every time I go back. You're on mute.
Yeah, my bad. All right, Bakari, you're the last caller. Bakari, go ahead.
What's going on, Dennis? Thanks for allowing me to speak, and peace to everybody on the panel. Hey, the last lady that was speaking, and I hear a lot of people say, we don't control our image. That's true and not true. We control the social media image. We get on social media, and we gravitate to the people that, I ain't gonna call nobody name on your channel, but we gravitate to those people that act the donkey. So don't blame everything on somebody else saying what we don't control. We want to see our people act the donkey, want to fight, call one another the N-word over and over and over, want to see our men and women fight one another. We want to participate in the gender wars. So some of that stuff we control. And when we control it, we gravitate to the image that someone else has shown of us, right? So therefore, they can say we're the most influential, but we're also the most influenced because we follow everything that they say about us. That's all the negative that they say about us. That's what the majority of our people gravitate to. Like, look what you're doing, Dinus. You're going, taking people back to Sierra Leone, right? Why don't you have 5,000, 10,000 people watching you when you're talking about doing something positive? You understand what I'm saying? So what we can, when they say they can know, we have the ability to control. We are the greatest resource, the greatest import this country has ever had. And we have complete control over it if we truly understand that, because we have the ability to control ourselves. The African American, I'm not talking about the FBA because I don't consider myself that. I don't know about the FBA and all of what they're doing in the ADOS and all of that, But the African American, we're the greatest import, the greatest resource in this country. And we absolutely control and own this resource. We're the greatest import ever. And we own and control it. And then we blame other people when we enjoy seeing us act a donkey. When we have the right to make the decision. If I'm going to turn on someone who has an apprenticeship program, helping young men and women from age 18 to 25 get jobs, helping them become mechanics and all that free, or am I going to turn on someone who want to talk about beef all the time? It's our decision, but we don't want to accept responsibility. And that's all I have to say, man. Thank you for letting me speak on your panel, my man.
No problem. I appreciate it, guys. What we'll do, we'll go ahead and close out. Hey, everyone, thank you so much for calling in. All those who called in, everyone, thank you so much for joining. Until next time, Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Also, tour Sierra Leone in November. Citizenship is available to those who qualify. And then we're going to Nigeria in August for the Oshun Festival. Till next time, family, Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Peace.